Ahem. Excuse me. Behind you. Oh my. No one told me you had such a dirty mouth. Language. Do not be alarmed, please. This whole process will go much more smoothly if you remain calm. No, don't back away from me. I don't mean to sound too threatening, but there is, quite literally, no place for you to escape to. Not on this plane of existence, anyway. Why, yes, this does look like your house. But rest assured that it is not. I will explain in a moment, my dear husband. You never did marry, that is true. I am but a part of the package, so to speak. Also, I am not crazy. No more than anyone else down here, anyway. Alright, now that we've cleared that up, how about you try to calm down a bit? I understand that your memory is still a bit foggy, but you were in a car accident just moments ago. We recognize that this situation is not only traumatic, but also hard to digest. So why don't you sit down for... And he's running away. Welcome back, darling. Now that you tried to run outside only to end up back in your living room, you must understand that you've got nowhere to run. I ask you to refrain from further escape attempts, as they are not only futile but also quite tiresome. Then again, if you prefer, I am quite capable of restraining you. So which is it? Sit down on your couch, or be chained to the wall? There we go. My, such a good boy you are. Ahem. I beg your pardon. You see, up until recently I had a very different occupation. Let's get to the paperwork then. I'm sure I'll be able to clear up any misunderstandings about your current situation. I'll sit down with you for now. Of course I'm sitting close to you. After all, I'm your loving wife. The way you're looking at me, though, don't you want a kiss? But maybe we should indeed start with the explanations now. You, sir, are dead. Just moments ago, you had a car accident resulting in your sudden and quite violent demise. I understand that this is a lot to take in, but maybe it helps you to know that none of the other car's inhabitants were seriously injured. They will continue to live their lives until they meet their own end at a later date. But please take your time processing this information. Alright then, now that all of that business is well and settled, let's move things along, shall we? No? Do you need more time? Well, honestly, I don't really have any of your flimsy human emotions, so we're moving on. If you would take a look at this document, please. Indeed, it is a contract of sorts. Now, as I already said before, you're dead, sweetheart. That is not the end of the bad news, however, because after your death you were sent to hell. Yes, yes. I know what people say about hell up there. But try not to think about all of those rumors for now. What we're about to discuss might save you from the fire and brimstone yet. You see, hell is a very personal affair for humans. Don't get me wrong, it's not like everyone gets their own hell or something. More like we separate people by sins and then tweak the individual punishments to fit the person best. As for you, well, for now, we put you into a familiar surrounding, namely your house back on Earth. Indeed, this is but a simulacrum of the world you've known before. Nothing exists outside these walls, and until we have concluded our business, I guarantee that you'll not be hurt in any way, be that through decapitation, disembowelment, burning, impalement, blunt force trauma, penetrating force trauma, psychological trauma, or any other way I can think of. Oh, please. Let's not think about what happens afterwards for now, agreed? Good. Let's get to business then. As I explained, you are bound for eternal torment in hell. However, the severity of one's misdeeds is always taken into account when deciding on a form of punishment for the sinner. After all, someone like a serial killer would receive more severe torture than, say, someone who stole from a church's offering basket once. Therefore, we need to use more mild punishments for those who are low-grade offenders, so to speak, such as yourself. Animal abusers, all the way down to the fucking deepest, darkest pit you can imagine. We rip them apart, mash their pitiful, shriveled, worthless souls back together, only to grind them up again in an endless cyclone of pain. Every day they wish for the sweet, soothing embrace of unending oblivion, as even the horrific prospect of absolute non-existence seems like the loving embrace of an angel to them. I'm sorry. I might have exaggerated a bit. It's a personal matter for me. Please, ignore my outburst. Well, I do have access to parts of your records, but I'm unable to say what specific misdeeds have resulted in your fate. I'm not supposed to say this, but the guys who wrote the rules had some pretty weird issues with specific kinds of people. I wouldn't worry about it too much. You're probably still a decent person. Of course I think so, honey. I wouldn't have married you otherwise. Excuse me, I couldn't resist. Normally, we would have just sent you to one of the higher levels to torment you. Higher meaning less bad in this case. But we keep running into the same type of problem. It used to be that the mere presence of demons and the like rattling their pitchforks against their cage would make a halfway decent person go crazy with fear. Nowadays, though, we recognize that we must innovate to keep up with our modern audience. That's where you come in, my dear husband. Let me explain. There we are. See, it says here you are introverted. You have trouble fitting in with societal norms, are unable and unwilling to understand and or adapt to basic social etiquette, disturbed by interacting with other humans in a cordial or professional setting, etc. In other words, you see yourself as something of a social outcast. And while the reason for this is not included in this document, it is not really important for our discussion right now. You see, an increasing number of humans show peculiarities similar to yours. As such, they get accustomed to the more mild punishments we have in store for them and start treating the torture like some kind of day job. One recently even stating, and I quote, "I've worked in customer service from 9 to 5 for 14 years. Getting whipped 3 times a day is a nice change of pace." Exactly, darling. You are such a quick learner. We can't have that. We need ways to torture humans effectively, even on the less invasive levels. To facilitate this, it was decided that we should run a program of sorts. The idea is to take new souls that were sent to hell for minor offenses and offer them a simple deal. 1 year of experimental torture in exchange for a chance to move up to heaven. Isn't it great? Seriously, what is going on up there? Why is every single one of you humans always asking about the fine print? I'm offering you a way to get out of hell. Why are you so distrusting of my words? It's like all of you are scamming each other on a daily basis, and now you're hyper aware of the possibility of someone tricking you. But fine, have it your way. It's not a catch, so to speak. It's more like a job. No, you don't need to torture anyone yourself. You see, the things we would like to try on you are experimental torture methods, as I said before. The idea is that we will apply these methods to you, and then get feedback about the process and severity of your torment. The concept of social ineptitude is very foreign to us demons, so we need some actual feedback to properly understand how much you hate what is happening. Also, think about your fellow sinners. We don't like to punish humans unnecessarily hard. We pride ourselves on selecting appropriate measures to torment someone. You would help us and them with this. Again, this will go on for 1 year only. You will live here with food and the ability to sleep. And I, or another representative, will collect you every so often for an experiment. A small amount of time when you compare it to an eternity of torture, don't you think? Afterwards, we will bring you to an envoy of heaven, and they will hear what you have to say in defense of your sins, as well as give you a chance to apologize sincerely. If they decide to accept your apology, which they do most of the time because they are major softies, you will then be granted entrance to heaven with all the amenities that come with it. So, what do you say? Great! So glad we are in agreement. Please sign your full name on the dotted line, right under the clause that waives all our responsibilities concerning lasting psychological damage. Thank you. Oh, we are gonna have a lot of fun. I promise. Oh, right. The husband thing. Well, it does say in your file that you are afraid of close human contact, especially in a romantic setting. I just decided to get into my role as your loving, caring, touch-starved wife a little bit ahead of time, darling. Guess what I've planned for your first night down here? Maybe you'd like a little teaser? Sorry. That's that former job getting to me again. Just know that during your stay here, I will take the role of your wife. That is also part of the deal. You'll understand soon. Don't worry. Let's start right now so you can get an idea of what is waiting for you. In the beginning, I will present scenarios to you. The actual torture starts tomorrow. All right then. No, not that one. Not this one. That one is for a rainy day. Ah, perfect. Test number 1. You're sitting at home and your wife, hey, that's me, just asked you for the 3rd time to finally make an appointment with your dentist because your breath stinks something fierce. The assignment is not that tough yet, but you have to choose now. Would you rather A. Follow your wife's wishes and call the dentist's office, although you know that you haven't been there for years and they'll definitely notice and judge you for it, or B. Receive 10 lashings on your bare back? Choose now, please. See, I realize it seems like since you are already here, you won't have to go through with it. But when we actually torture people this way, we will manipulate their memories into thinking this is an actual choice they have to make in the real world. And we're even going to make them go to the dentist for real. Answer honestly again, please. Really? You would choose to get lashed over this? Wow. I feel kinda bad now. This is like the most mild thing our R&D department could come up with. Thank you, nonetheless. Let's move on to assignment number 2. Hey, steady now. Remember, we haven't really teleported to your office. You could say this is a part of the simulation. It's meant to put you into the right headspace for the scenario. Picture this. It's Friday afternoon. You've been working all day. And that game you've been waiting for has finally been released. Your wife is at her parents' house for the weekend, leaving you all the time in the world to enjoy the game. Just before you are going to go home for the day, your manager approaches you and asks you to stay late because a couple of customers are coming to the office for a networking party. Do you A, stay for the networking party, knowing you are required to approach and introduce yourself to at least 5 strangers, and listen to them speak of synergies, scalables, and ideating? Or do you B, go home to enjoy your game, but the whole time you have to sit on glowing hot coals and drink boiling liquid? Oh, it also says here the networking party will continue on to a nightclub. How fun! Well, this is almost too easy. You do know that you don't have to choose the literal torture every time, right? Is interacting with people like that really so bad in your mind? Oh, sure. We do have networking parties as well. It's pretty invigorating. Though we usually don't talk much during, if you know what I mean. Moving on. We have got a bunch of these to go through. This one is one of my favorites. You might recognize that we are now in your local furniture store. Don't say the name. Management gets really pissy about copyright, and it's crowded in here. Now, the scenario. Hey, who are you calling a foul demon? Is that any way to talk to your wife? Alright, I can tell you're kinda reaching your limit here. So let's make this the last scenario for today, huh? Come now, it's not even that bad. That's the spirit. Now, you're at the furniture store with your wife. Hello again. And you've been here for an hour already. That is when she notices that there is a big sale going on that includes all of the furniture you would need to finally renovate the living room of your house the exact way she wanted to for a while. Do you A, get a shopping cart, run around the store and collect all 20 boxes you need to assemble the furniture, get in line for what looks like another half hour at least, and then assemble all the furniture at home? Or do you B, choose to instead get slowly quartered by horses with the guarantee that you will be revived afterwards with no lasting injury? As an added incentive, while you were contemplating, your wife started looking at the wall paint rack. You don't have to yell, you know. I get it. I should have known before asking, but this is for science after all. Man. Should we go back home now? There we go. Back home again. This was already so enlightening. You are a big help. Now, since you've been such a good boy so far, how about we finish with one last question? I know I said no more questions, but I'm a demon, remember? Don't worry. This one's special. Tea or hot chocolate? You heard me. If you had to choose right now, would you like tea or some hot chocolate? Or maybe coffee? It's not a hard question, is it? Got it. I'll get you some then. How about you relax on the couch for now? I see you are confused, but remember, for the next 365 days, today included, I will be your loving wife. Not just as a form of torture. We recognize that humans need some form of coping once in a while, lest your brittle minds break, and we can't have that. The work we're doing here is very important, so I will make sure that you stay sane for the time being. I know it'll take some time now, but I hope that you will learn to confide in me whenever you feel the need to. Now, enough about work. I feel like I need to get to know you better to confidently assess this whole experiment. Wait here and get comfortable, darling. I'll be right back with your drink, and then we'll have a long and deep talk about your deepest, darkest thoughts.